The Ford government is promising a new law requiring future governments to hold a referendum if they want to introduce a provincial carbon tax. It was a campaign-style announcement from Premier Doug Ford, who quickly pivoted to attacking Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie. Matt Ingram joins us live in studio with more on this story. Matt.
Taz, it seemed to come out of the blue as Crombie has not proposed any provincial carbon tax. However, political analysts I spoke with pointed out that anti-carbon tax rhetoric plays well with the Conservative base, both provincially and federally.
Our government will always look for ways to put money back into your pockets.
Promising to make life more affordable, Premier Doug Ford says his government will prevent any provincial carbon tax in Ontario.
To protect people in Ontario from the high cost of any future carbon tax.
Ford says when the next sitting at Queen's Park begins next week, his government will introduce legislation that would require a referendum if a future Ontario government tried to implement a carbon tax. Ford claiming it would ensure Ontarians have the final say on the issue, but experts disagree.
Any future government, if it wanted to bring in a carbon tax, would just have to repeal this law and bring in a carbon tax.
Ontarians already pay a federal carbon tax, which was imposed after the Ford government killed the provincial cap-and-trade system set up by the previous Liberal government under Kathleen Wynne.
So exactly what the referendum would do, and it just seems like a political stunt. And he followed it up with an even bigger political stunt by attacking Bonnie Crombie, who had absolutely nothing to do with today's announcement.
It was a quick pivot from Premier Ford, attacking former Mississauga Mayor and recently chosen Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie at a gas station in the city she used to govern.
She's the queen of carbon tax. Even worse, she raised property taxes every year she was mayor.
The announcement was followed by a flurry of posts on social media from Ford government MPPs with the same message: attacking Crombie and protecting Ontarians from a carbon tax that doesn't exist.
I think the Conservatives aren't too scared that Merritt Stiles is suddenly going to light a fire in the suburbs of Toronto, which you need to form a government in this province. But that Bonnie Crombie might.
It just seems to be that they're running scared of Bonnie Crombie, who really hasn't done a heck of a lot yet.
In a statement about today's announcement, Crombie writes, "Desperate Doug is yet again trying to distract Ontario citizens from his failures, flip-flops, and scandals."
Ford also announced drivers in Ontario will soon be able to skip annual license plate registration. His government will make the process automated amid reports of a surge of expired plates in our province. The move builds on his government's previous decision to eliminate renewal fees and license plate stickers. The next provincial election will take place more than 2 years from now in June 2026.